It's Homebrew Wednesday again! Number 31. Oh, a week goes past very quick, doesn't it? Especially when you're working under a van, in a house, in this house, and then before you know it, it's Tuesday night and you haven't got time to do all your Homebrew Wednesday. So here I am filming the remainder of it on the Wednesday. I haven't been idle, not entirely. I have been doing some liquid research. Did get a few beers at the weekend just to try, you know how it is. I had a Goose Island IPA. Had to try one of these again just to make sure I do like them. I have 2 or 3 recipe versions of that one. And after Sean's little visit to Bateman's there, what I mentioned the other week, I did happen to see in Sainsbury's, they had the mocha, Bateman's mocha, which did remind me somewhat of my chocolate stout, although this was nicer, not as bitter. But I think this is a sharing drink rather than, it does say to drink it room temperature, chill it. How do you like it? Tell us how you like it. But it does suggest to serve it in a wine glass. I had a normal pint glass. Did find it a little bit of a struggle towards the end. The chocolatiness and the bitterness was starting to, you know, that last bit in the bottle. I think, yeah, you're going to get one and put them in a couple of wine goblets, brandy glasses, and share it. It also says obviously it's better for the aromas. You can smell. Didn't detect an awful lot of coffee on it. What else did we get? We got Black Sheep, which I know the Welsh brewer's Dark Hogget was an attempt at this, but I think he went overboard on the roasted grains. And I did get a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, because I should be getting some of Cheshire Homebrew's clone. I hadn't tried it, so I wanted to try it so I knew what his tastes like. So I'm going to crack open another Welsh brewer, Homebrew. Good hiss. Whoa! Shit me, we got a firework. I now have a flood. Please amuse yourselves, I'll be back shortly. It's a bit wet and sticky. Prove we don't waste beer in this house. Got on your head now. Your mistake, mate. Right, we'll go back to the beer review. We're back. Wet trousers, wet feet, wet table. Oh, still another bit. Wow. Smells nice in here. Smells like beer. We've still got 3/4 of a pint of plus the sediment. But anyway, we will not be deterred by a little incident that resembled a jumping jack. Don't know whether that was on camera, that bit, but yeah, it went, ooh, bit of smoke, oh, beer, froth, and then all of a sudden it got really excited and shot its load. And I never even rubbed the bottle. Anyway, it did have a head, but I've been a little bit busy. It's not actually as bitter as I was expecting it to be. Because I think you put 500 grams of roast grains in there instead of 50 or something, but actually tastes a bit flat now, although it was carbonated. What happened to the bowl? %6 ABV or 5%? Hang on, I need me I haven't got bent ears, but every time I put these on, they're always on the piss. Yeah, 5%. What do I do with the real one? 4.4. I thought it was stronger than that. Well, I was going to try the black sheep for another day, but I've sort of lost my thread now after cleaning up. But just a little bit back now, you can get that dryness from the roast. It smooths the start, and then it goes dry, and then the tongue's gone all dry. Interesting. I don't know what the other one's like. But as soon as I lost nearly half of this, I'm off. Find out. Anyway, where was we? Right. Hop update, I think. I don't know, have I already done it? I can't remember. If not, you're having it again. Anyway, it's a hop update, van update, and some other bits. Well, the 3 Musketeer hops are still in their pots. Despite being blown over, drought, heat, rain, wind, they're still growing, and we have the first signs of some cones coming. Maybe it'll be too little, too late. There they are, they've got a chance. As for the ones at the house where I work, they are now well ahead of these ones. Ah, beetle. No more beetle. Another little fucker there. Piss off. Anyway, as these ones, as I was saying, the ones at the house are coming along pucker. They are now starting to look like baby hops. Only thing is, the wood's turned up for me to do the fence. Anyway, let's have a look at these ones outside. This is the first time I've had a look at these for a few days, and they have, we've even got shoots still coming. But it looks like we have got a wee bit of activity. Fingers crossed, guys, fingers crossed. Let's have a look at these ones outside. Well, the outside ones, as I always say, that piece of rope there, they're not doing a lot of growing outwards and upwards, but they've still got a good few young vines shooting off. No signs of flowers on these ones. We've still got the 2 here, they're still going, they're still growing. Not a lot to report on these ones. And van wise, we've boarded out one side. I had enough material so I could get me 2 racks in. I've got my bulkhead rack in over there. Have a little bit of boarding, but I've run out of ply for this side, but I can do that as and when I've got in what I needed to get in. There's just a couple of mechanical jobs to do before I can start using it, and then the rest of it is just sort of as and when, because it's got to have a CB radio in here, innit? After all, I am a hillbilly. Ooh, now getting the burn, a belly burn from that, I don't know why. Mrs. Norfolk don't like that one. Anyway, that was the home hops and the van update. Now it's time for the house hops update. Interesting, very interesting. If I don't have to cut them. So look. Well, another quick hop update. This one's at the house. As you can see, They're everywhere. And we have an abundance. Give you an idea of the size of the cones. Right, so I might get one harvest if I'm lucky. And of course we've been missing it for several weeks now. The Belcher meter. No, Norfolk Hillbillies Homebrew Weekly Bargain segment. Well, yes, I did have a little trek out on Bank Holiday Monday sale. And okay, back with this. Have a look now. Well, it's Norfolk Hillbillies Bargain Wednesday segment. What did he get this week? This is what I got this week. Some more and more demijohns. Get the lens cap out of the way. Just a few more to add to the ever-growing collection. And a few pots. I don't know whether it's picking it up, but 35 litre. And another one, which is pretty much the same size, so therefore pretty much the same volume. You may notice what it's standing on. Oops, bottle collection. We have a nice stainless steel, now a brew bench. Was a workshop bench by the looks of the two holes for a vice. It was caked in paint and God knows what, so I just spent an hour and a half with a drill and a brush and some thinners, which is why it's got the streaky brush marks in it. It's now brushed finished stainless steel. It's certainly 100% cleaner than it was 3 hours ago when I put it in the car. And it's got a little bench there, and there seems to be some kind of contraption underneath. It probably held a shelf, so we never know, but I saw that there and could see future potential for a gas burner and then a pot. So it'll be going in the brew shed. Just having a palate cleanser. Reminds me of that slight dryness that you got with the SJ experiments with the yeast. Not quite as pronounced, but then I have got most of the sediment out of the bottle in here as well. But got the Constellation Prize. Let's hope the real black sheep doesn't go off. Hey, we're safe with this one. Yeah, I can see where you're I presume this is the same black sheep. I don't know. Good head on this one. Anyway, back to the pots. Ow! You left that bloody drawer under. I think I said something or other litres. There's nowhere near that. I was reading trying to read the age-old printing on the side, which is well worn. These are good old-fashioned, old-school pots. Get out of the way, Dozy. Yeah, they will hit you on the head if you stand in the way. This one is, oh, it was. Look at the quality of that, thickness. This is brim full capacity 12 litres, because when I emptied the demijohns I emptied it into the pots and then measured it with roughly with a measuring jug. And the other one's about 10 litres up to the rivets. But it was still a bargain. I'll got rid of my other jam pans, the big old Maslin pans. So they'll be following them on Flea Bay. Let's tuck into some of this yeah, malty with a bitterness. Can't really pull out any hops. Well, yeah, and we picked up the stainless steel table, which what did I get that for? 20 quid. Covered in paint, well, splodges of paint and rings around it with wet tins. So it took a bit of cleaning, but I was quite pleased with the results. So that will be replacing the trestle table in the little brew shed. I'll put the burner on it, pot on top, because then I still need another table for the mash tun and HLT. But I'm not too worried because I've got a shelving, plastic shelving thing. I've got some decks on shelving if you're watching Dick. You can make your own shelves out of timber with some framing if you haven't got the cutting for that. He knows what I mean anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, we grabbed some homebrew bargains. It was about all that was here really. Was a couple other bits and pieces, but a lot of nothing as usual. But I did spy the pots, so we managed to get those. Has been the odd time there's been some beer taps, but haven't had them for a long while. I have got a bin or bucket full of pub bits and pieces in the shed somewhere. Some gas quick release valves and things, but I have possibly nailed down a supplier of CO2. I think it's a non-deposit cylinder. I think it's 15 or 20 quid for the gas. You pay a deposit for the bottle, not a lot though, I think it's only 20 quid. Because obviously I've been welding quite a bit recently and I have got some more gas for my welder, which obviously would do the same job because it is pub gas that I use. But I've had that a long while, and the contact I used to have to get that is no longer got an account to get it. And they're one of those sort of places where they start asking questions, why are you buying CO2 if you're not buying our kegs of beer to run it from? So I think this place is out on the Norfolk coast. I don't know, because I found it on the internet. It was through a seller supplies search engine. But obviously I haven't, well, I've got the corny keg, but I haven't got any gas pipes and a tap to dispense it with or anything. So it's not high on the priority list. But at least I've found somewhere. But obviously I'll have to start fresh with more bottles. So the other ones I have got, I can't get filled locally because we haven't got any fire extinguisher places that won't ask questions. I have got a Courage Bitter or a Courage Brewery gas bottle, which is identical to the BOC bottles other than the stampings on the side. I also have a BOC bottle that I've picked up on my travels, but I don't have a BOC account. But to rent the cylinder is fucking ridiculous money from them. They want about £80 a year cylinder rental when I was renting an Argo Shield bottle from my welder. And I managed to pick up an argon bottle from a sale for 2 quid. So I got that filled and handed my cylinder back in when it was empty and cancelled my contract. But I have got another Bock bottle. I had 3. 2 of them went on eBay. Then someone got upset and said they were a cylinder officer for BOC and I should return their assets back to my nearest depot. That's my assets. Anyway, I've waffled on long enough, and I think it's probably long enough. I don't know, because I don't have a timer counter on my screen. Not an option for that. I have enough hassle transferring my mobile phone video to a format that my software will recognise, so I can put it on the editing palette, chop it up and put it on. I was going to give you a recipe, but an old English ale. Arr. But I think we'll probably gone on long enough. If I'm lacking content next week, I'll put one of my dry invoices and bookmark it. But don't forget, if you need any recipes, I had a guy from Norway, Sweden, somewhere. Sent him the file. I hope he got it. He hasn't sent back to say he did get it, but I sent it to his email. So anyone else wants the recipes, it's 640 on a PDF Adobe file. Plus I've got umpteen books, so I can always scan a recipe and send it to you via an email. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the last of Dave's beer and the Black Sheep ale in a Green King IPA glass that somehow turned up here. Have my fake cigarette. Catch you later. Be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. I've lost me remote. Bye!